Hi guys, James Orr, founder of Decisive Trading. Today I want to talk to you about a relatively simple way that you can start to build trading discipline and start to develop that trader mindset. Now, when people first come to trading, the vast majority of them, what they do, and this is myself included, when I was a beginner, I just wanted to focus on the technical aspects of trading. So I wanted to be on the charts, I wanted to be looking at things like support and resistance, indicators, finding ways to get into the market and finding ways to get out of the market whilst making profit. Basically finding my trading edge. Now, when you are doing that kind of research, invariably you're going to come across articles and videos that start to touch on trading psychology and basically warning that when you're trading, you need to start figuring out a way that you can control your emotions. Now, what tends to happen is that you come across those articles, but you actually, what you want to do is you just want to focus on the technical side of things. And so what you do is you start convincing yourself that, well, I understand that the emotions are going to be a big part of this, but I know that I can handle stress pretty well, and I know that when I start to get into trades, I'm going to be a lot more disciplined than a lot of beginners. And anyway, I've been on a demo account, I've taken a couple of live trades, and I've acted like it's real money, so I know what to expect. And what you're basically doing is you're trying to sideline the psychology side of things, because your mind wants to focus on the nuts and bolts, the things that you actually need to learn to start executing the trading plan. But what you're doing is you are ignoring something that is at least 50%, but I would say 80% weighted. So it's the psychology is 80% important, and the technical side of things is 20%. You need to be able to control your emotions. You need to be able to execute your trades effectively. And then what happens is, so you brush it to the side, you start trading live, and everything just starts falling apart. You start taking emotional trades, you start getting freaked out when the market starts to move against you, you're jumping into trades and jumping out of trades too early because you don't want to give back your profits, and you can't trade effectively until you start to address the main issue, which is trading psychology. Now, one of the ways that you can start building that discipline and developing that trader mindset, and I can assure you, for the vast majority of people watching this video, you're not going to like this. It's simple. All you have to do is you have to start getting up 1 hour earlier than you currently get up. So let's say you have to get up at 7 AM to get ready for work. You would start setting your alarm and getting up at 6 AM. Now, if you're a student, it's a little bit different because your days are so varied. It's actually a little bit more difficult, I would argue. If you're a student, you want to start setting your alarm for an early time. You don't want to start, you have a lecture at 11 o'clock, you get up at 10, so you set your alarm for 9. You want to start getting up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, something that's going to be difficult. And what this does is, well, there's a couple of different things. By getting up early, and by getting up early, I don't mean you set your alarm, it goes off when you hit snooze 4 or 5 times. You need to, when the alarm goes off, you need to get out of bed. You need to wake yourself up and you need to get out of bed, because what you're doing is you are fighting against the inbuilt desire to take the easy route. You're basically fighting against the internal dialogue of your mind. There's only a very, very small portion of people who are morning people. For the rest of us, getting up is difficult. It's difficult enough getting up at the time we have to get up. Now, if we start removing an hour from that, it becomes incredibly difficult, and we don't want to do it. And when you wake up, the temptation is there to hit that snooze button. The temptation is there to think, oh, you know what, I'm just going to have another 15 minutes. Or, you know what, I'm just going to start doing this tomorrow. Now, what doing this is achieving is it is bringing up the same voices that you're going to face when you are trading. Because when you're trading, when you want to start taking emotional trades, or when you want to jump in because you think you're going to miss a trade, you are basically following the lazy part of your mind and the part of your mind that wants to take the easy option. So you set your alarm 1 hour early. You need to make sure you get up. When you hit the snooze button, well, first of all, hitting the snooze button There's been a lot of studies done on this. It's actually not good for you at all. You know, you start to think, oh, I'm getting a little bit of extra time in bed, but when we go to sleep, our brain functions in cycles. When you hit the snooze button, so you've already woken up, you hit that snooze button and you try to go back to sleep, your brain tries to enter back into one of the sleep cycles, and there's no sleep cycle that anybody runs through that only lasts for between 8 and 10 minutes. So what you're actually doing is you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. And when you wake up, you don't need to spring out of bed, but you don't want to be just sitting in bed, you know, sitting up in bed, basically still half asleep, telling yourself, okay, I've woken up, I've done this, this is really going to help my training, because you're still allowing the lazy part of your mind, the undisciplined part of your mind to control you. All you're doing is you are sort of coming to a compromise. You don't want to come to a compromise, you want to get out of bed. And then what you want to do is, you've got an extra hour now. With that extra hour, you want to start doing something beneficial. So you've all got goals that you're looking to work towards. Because this is a trading channel, we're talking about trading, I'm just going to stay focused to trading. You now have an extra hour every single day where you can start looking at the charts. You can start studying different things that you want to focus on. You can start working on your psychology. You can do anything you want. You could do things like, you could start to meditate if you want. Meditation is great, not because it attaches you or helps you find some crazy nirvana, you know, some space where everything is blissful. What it does is it teaches you to silence your mind, and silencing your mind is very beneficial when you're trading. So set your alarm 1 hour early. It's a horrible feeling. I can assure you, when you start doing it, I'm not even going to say the horrible feeling goes away quickly. It's going to be there for at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but it will start to ebb away. You just need to make sure you fight through that natural desire to go back to sleep, to hit the snooze button, and you want to pull yourself out of bed. You want to get a shower, get yourself woken up, and then you want to start doing something that is going to benefit you in the long run. And I can assure you guys, if you start doing this, it's going to be just another little step on the way to becoming a successful trader. Okay guys, so that is everything for today. Hopefully that was helpful. I'm James Orr, and thank you.